Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot and Moving Podcast, and we're gonna talk about 2019 number one overall pick, Zion Williamson. Right? I mean, there's reports now coming out that Zion Williamson refuses to prioritize diet and conditioning. Right? He don't want to listen, and I'm not surprised. Right? Okay, he's been injury prone since he's come into the league. Okay, a part of that is people, Pelicans, athletics want him, their physical fitness people, they want him to be at a manageable weight. They really wanted him to trim the weight, okay, build muscle so he can have longevity, right? And it just hasn't been working out. Now, when Zion Williamson is locked in, he's a pretty good player. Outside of last night and the night before, and a couple games before, hasn't really been good. You know what I'm saying? But last night against the Lakers in the in-season tournament, it was almost like he was a no-show. 13 points. That's not Zion Williamson type numbers, right? But overall in the season, when he's playing games, I mean, he's getting about 22 points, 5.5 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 57% from the field goal range, right? That's not bad, right? But the problem is he doesn't play a lot of games. Okay, he's been playing a little bit more games this year. Okay, but when will he start missing games? We know Zion Williamson has been occupied off the court for other reasons. Okay, we understand that, but that is still not a full-blown pass. I know he just welcomed his child. Cool, congratulations, but you are a professional athlete. You have a job to do. Okay, this is the same guy who signed his big contract, right? Pelicans, who gave Zion a 5-year potential $231 million contract extension, despite him only playing 85 games over the first 3 years of his career. Okay, there also is that this contract, remember, at the time, is tied to a particular weight clause, right? So Zion Williamson has to meet a certain weight threshold, and I don't know if the Pelicans have triggered that with him, right? But this is not good. Zion Williamson, you made it to the league, you got your money. Clearly, he's very talented, right? But the league is full of guys who are very talented, and once they get their money, they kind of just coast, right? They're not about winning championships. They know they're skilled enough. They know they're better than most players in the league, that their bread is always going to be good. After this max contract, who's not going to give Zion Williamson, when he's 27? Who's not going to give him another max contract, right? He's going to get the money. He's going to get 2 max contracts at minimum, right? That's how talented he is, because teams are going to, if Zion Williamson becomes a free agent after this contract and the Pelicans do not want to keep him, people are going to look at Zion Williamson like, oh, look at his numbers, look at his explosive talent. Okay, cool. He does just enough. He does more. His doing just enough is better than most players, right? Which is alluring. So teams will want to get him for a second max contract if the Pelicans don't want to re-sign him. Man, this is bad. This is not a good look on Zion Williamson. His weight has always been in question since he's been in the league, and now it's coming into question again, and it's reports that he don't want to listen. Why doesn't he want to listen? He has security. He has his money. He's good. He has no other incentive to want to cut weight, want to continue to improve his game. No. If anything, if Zion Williamson, if he prefers not to play ball, he don't want to play ball, right? That's the attitude it seems like going on, and the Pelicans are stuck with this, right? And it's like, look, they got, they traded Anthony Davis, and then, you're like, look, we got Zion Williamson to be the next face of our organization. And listen, I know Anthony Davis gets a lot of flack for just, Anthony Davis, he tried to play games. It's just his motor is up and down at times. And Anthony Davis can be brittle, but he still fights through it and still plays a lot of games. You know what I'm saying? And he won a championship with the Lakers too, so that kind of validates the trade. So the Pelicans got Zion Williamson. The future is looking bright. They got Brandon Ingram. They have a young nucleus. They brought in a vet and CJ McCollum to help balance it out. Okay, and it is not working out when Zion Williamson is supposed to be the centerpiece, man. He cannot stay off the cookies and cream, ice creams and the sweets and everything. He's in New Orleans, so I'm sure, he's eating good in the South. He's a Southern boy. I believe he's from South Carolina. So, look, Zion Williamson, I can't call Zion Williamson a bust, right? because he was warranted number one pick, and his talent demanded that, and he was deserving of the number one pick. And when you've seen him play, he looks, at times like, yo, this is a top draft pick. He looks like a number one pick type of player. But the problem is that he's been injury prone, and then he doesn't want to take his physical fitness seriously. So the other things can turn him into a bust, which is crazy because his talent is not that at all. It's all the other stuff, So, I mean, Zion Williamson got to get his act together. Like if Zion Williamson was fully locked into basketball and everything like that and took his fitness serious, I mean, dude, this dude would be like an MVP candidate, But something's off with him, clearly, at only 23 years old. It seemed like basketball is not a priority. His physical fitness is not a priority. Once he signed that contract, it just seemed like, he's gotten really comfortable, and the organization is riding on Zion to be that guy to help carry them through. If Zion Williamson, is really locked in, this team, you talk about this Pelican team is not a bad roster. This team has the talent to finish in the top 5 at minimum in the Western Conference. Would that be the case though? All based on Zion Williamson. They got you a good running mate with Brandon Ingram, and he needs your help, but Brandon Ingram had a bad night against the Lakers the other night though, man. But man, Pillsbury Doughboy Zion Williamson is refusing to listen to the Pelicans. Crazy. Not listen to his employers, not disciplined, obviously, man. That's crazy. If these reports are true, and I don't have any reason why not to believe it, but that's crazy, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Zion Williamson. Is he trending to be a bust despite his talent, right? And what I mean by bust is the other stuff. His injury prone and not taking his diet seriously. It's trending that way. That's what it's looking like. What a travesty for the Pelicans, man, right now. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this vid. Leave me your thoughts about this. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.